Text me at 35192. You can do it there if you are watching live at AlanCoxShow.com. Tip of the cap to Buck Scott. That's who's helping out today.
Another referral.
I was going to say that seems very, there's something, dare I say, traditional about that.
Yeah.
Buck Scott. All right. There's that whole thing.
There's your joke, Leslie.
Now, I mentioned before the break that we were going to come back, and I had a show announcement to make. And, of course, people immediately go to the text and start speculating and guessing and conjecture and all that. And one person got it right. That Poundcake had been named the manager of the Cleveland Guardians. And in fact, that is the case. Our own Cody Poundcake Helpful Brown.
That vote guy only had a little bit of time, and then they're like, we got to make the right move, and it's got to be Poundcake.
That's right. Turns out the real vote was for Cody Brown to take over Tito Francona's spot over there at, where did the Guardians play, Poundcake?
Progressive Field.
Progressive Field. That's
Right.
right. I never know what he does or doesn't know. It's actually not that. Our own Mary Santora has an announcement.
Well, over the last couple of weeks, a lot of things in my life have been changing and rapidly. And so as of the beginning of 2024, I will be relocating to and broadcasting from New York City.
New York City.
What is that?
It's an old Pace Picante
Salsa commercial, yeah.
I've never even heard that.
This stuff's made in New York City. Because they're supposed to be San Antonio Texas boys who know what's in salsa.
Congratulations, Mary. This is very exciting.
Yes.
Congratulations.
And I love that you still get to broadcast and be a part of the show. That is
So
all I said
much easier
initially
because-
was I went to Mary and I said, listen, I just want to be in the room with Bill. So we have to figure out a way to do
Get
that.
you outta here.
And
Forced
boy,
out.
she went heavy. She went heavy.
yeah, it was.
Bridget's not going to be the only one knowing about docking now that you're
boy.
out of here.
Here we go. Yeah, it was something, New York has always been a goal of mine. February will be 12 years in stand-up comedy. And, to have the radio job as an anchor right in Midtown Manhattan and then to be in the best city in the world for stand-up, it's very exciting. A lot of things kind of fell together all at once in order for this to happen. And so, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really, really nervous. But I think it's going to be incredible. I don't know. I feel like every emotion where I'm like,
Well, it's a lot.
It is a lot. It's
It's exciting because you're making a big move. It's something like you've always wanted, but it's still scary. It's not quite starting over, but it is.
Yes.
You're not going to have the same support system and friendships that you had. The audience is obviously going to look at you like a big timer now, and not
I
really.
am.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So all that stuff you got to deal with, but it's exciting, and I'm very excited
it is
for
very
you.
exciting. And then also, so I will be doing a going away show at Hilarities on December 28th. It is a Thursday. We're just doing one show at 7 o'clock. So that'll be kind of like the last chance because I'm moving on January 1st.
On New Year's Day, you're moving to New York.
Either the 1st or 2nd because I'll be broadcasting from the Manhattan studio starting January 3rd. So on Thursday, December 28th, we're going to do a big going away party and a going away show that I'm going to headline at Hilarities. The tickets for that are live. You can go to hilarities.com right now and grab tickets for that. And so that'll be like the official going away party. So I really hope you guys can all come out. I know it's that weird week between Christmas and New Year's, so you probably don't have to work or have anything else going on anyway. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm very nervous. And I hope everybody can come out to the show and show some support and some love.
Do you know where you're going to be living?
No. So here's what's going on. I have a girlfriend who is in Indianapolis. She's also a comedian, and she is also ready to move to New York. And her and I have been talking. So the plan is I'm going to go out and stay with a different friend for the month of January. And she's going to stay with her respective friend for the month of January. And then we're going to apartment hunt together. So we'll have a month to find a place, her and I. And hopefully we can start a lease on February 1st.
So just be the two of you.
Who's Elise?
That's going to be the third roommate, Bill.
Oh.
Very expensive to live on the
What's
island.
that called when there's 3 pairs of scissors?
I don't know.
A junk drawer.
Ew, gross. All broken. But yeah, she's super funny. She's got her stuff together. She sold a house, so I know she's not gonna move out there and be like, I'm out of money in 6 minutes. She has a cat, so it's all kind of came together and it worked out, and it's very, very exciting.
I want you guys to be careful because I was reading about having a pet cat they've determined increases the risk of schizophrenia. So now that you're going to be living with another person that has a cat, you'll have your cat. It's a lot of cats.
It's a lot of cats.
Yeah.
It's only 2 cats. It's not that many cats.
Well, in a Manhattan apartment, that's going to be a lot of cats.
Because
you're going to be using them as pillows.
Is the size of this room.
Right.
So for 2 women and 2 cats,
saying.
we're going to try to figure something out. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited, and I hope that everybody can come out on December 28th. I know there's follow-up questions, and there's a lot too. I feel like I'm word vomiting right now. Should I just keep talking?
No, I mean, again, this is a matter of letting people know what was going to be happening, and we kind of didn't know the timeline until we talked about it, and I'm happy it works out that iHeart in New York has got a spot because we didn't know if that was going to be the case.
Yeah, we got like that.
You know, people think, oh, New York City. New York has the exact same layout we have, so they literally have stamped all of their markets with the same thing. So it's not like, yeah, Bob Pittman's or Dave Ihart's got his laser fog office on the top floor or whatever, but the production capacity is the same as it is here. So we weren't sure that there was going to be a spot for Mary, in which case it would have been a very different outcome. It would have just been her leaving.
Yes.
And so...
which, I mean, is not ideal, obviously, and we talked about it, and it was one of those where, like, we wanted to keep it going, There's an option to have... whatever. If the studio space didn't work out, that would be a very different way for 2024 to look for everybody. But we got like a halfway confirmation yesterday, and then like an official confirmation today that it's fully happening. And as of January 3rd, I will be full time in New York City.
Now,
yes.
The next point of order is the text that I'm getting most frequently from people.
Sure, I know what it is.
Is that now Poundcake's going to be moving in on Brian?
Yes.
Now that you'll be moving to New York, it's going to leave him wide open for Poundcake to make his move.
Which I just am going to have to trust that he doesn't.
Right.
So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail with that situation, but a few weeks ago, we hit a pretty big snag in our relationship, and things have been rocky since. I've been staying with my sister for almost a month now, and while he and I are trying to work our relationship out, and we're trying to figure out the right ways to move forward, because obviously he has a kid here. He can't just pack up and move to New York City. We're going to try our very best to do what we can to rebuild some of the rockiness over the last month in the next 4 weeks and get to a more solid point, and then we're gonna go for long distance.
I mean, normally the solution to a problem is not to move farther away.
Correct.
Right. I'm sure both of you have talked about that.
Yes.
Usually long distance situations are not a positive direction to go. Right. But professionally, for you got to make that move.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is one of those things where it's like, this is something I have been waiting on for 12 years. This is something I have wanted to do for the entirety of my comedy career. And it honestly came out of the problems that Brian and I were having and the issues that we faced. And then once I had spent some time away from him and some time away from the relationship, we were both able to kind of get our heads a little clearer. And this is something that's always been super, super important to me that I've been putting on the back burner for literal years.
Right.
So, yeah, we're still working it out. I saw him. What? Why are you laughing?
One of the comments. Do you know how good it would be for Mary's stand-up if Cody did steal her ex-boyfriend?
I don't need that. I don't need any more traumatic events in my life after what has
get
transpired.
working on that, will ya? I want you to.
man stealer?
Yeah.
Jesus.
She's not going to be here to peep what's going on, and what you don't know can't hurt you. So get to working on that.
I just can't wait. Cody will send me like
to all the other people in the chat, Brian is not switching teams. That's not what happened. That's not the hang-up.
No. That's, as far as I know, that has not come up yet, that he's interested in men.
I don't know
at
all the details, but I haven't heard that.
Or even just Cody.
Yeah. Right.
But wouldn't that be a fun night if, Cody sends me a a selfie in the middle of the night of a sleeping Brian next to him.
So
in
you
an apartment with bags on the ground.
So not only would I cheat, but I would cheat disrespectfully and send you a picture?
I don't know what you would do.
That's bad karma.
It is bad karma. And I know you're all about cheating respectfully.
Yeah,
He
I just
really
wouldn't
is.
talk about it.
Yep. He has a twisted view of karma and respect, quite frankly.
Yeah. So, yeah, he and I have spent quite a bit of time apart. And then in the last week or so, we've started to kind of work harder at getting back to where we were. And
Just further away.
Just further away, which does seem, I know it seems
Counterintuitive.
completely backwards
Yeah.
and counterintuitive.
R-E-S-P-I-C-T.
But one of the things we've talked about is how important open and honest communication is going to be throughout this whole process. And that's kind of.
That's not what I heard about relationships. I heard it's better to just keep everything inside and not really talk about it.
Yeah.
And you also can't languish here not doing what you want to do.
Well, and that's the other thing is that it's like, I feel like I've maxed out in Cleveland. I've done a lot here. I'm very happy with my time here. I love the Midwest. I love Ohio. I love Cleveland. This will always be my home. You know, Hilarities has given me pretty much every contact that I have in New York City, and every favor I'm about to call in comes from working at Hilarities. So that's why I'm so excited to do the show there on December 28th as like the big going away show. Tickets at hilarities.com available now. But it is time. You know, I've been working the road in the Midwest for 6 years now. I've worked all the clubs, and it's time to just go to a place where there's more opportunities, and hopefully I can level up and then start selling tickets. And then honestly, the ultimate goal is we do this until money is good and stable, and then come back and buy a house on the lake. You know,
Oh, boy.
like retire back here. Who knows?
Back in Cleveland.
Who knows?
Man, all right.
But yeah, it's very exciting. It's I think my heart it's 175 right now. My heart's pounding. So yeah, I'm very.
You got your
Very
Apple Watch,
excited.
though. What is it?
I don't know.
Is it telling you that you're having a heart attack?
It's not telling me that I'm having a heart attack, but I can feel my heart in my ears, which is usually a pretty good indicator that it's up there.
Yeah.
But 131 beats per minute. So
175 exaggerations.
yeah. Well, I mean, 131 for sitting still and not doing anything is pretty high.
Well, there are a lot of free Brian texts coming in here. And
What
I
does that mean?
have to come to, it's rude for Mary to hold on to Brian. These are two grown adults.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
not.
this is
She didn't say, Brian, I'm doing this. You have to. They made the decision together.
Right. And this is not something, again, like I said, this is, as far as my relationship goes, I'm not the only one involved in it. So I know it's going to piss a lot of people off not to have every single little detail of it. But trust that he, as a 37-year-old man, and me, as a 34-year-old woman, we have talked.
You were 40.
I'm not 40.
Oh,
Soon.
God.
I know.
You should have left 10 years ago.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm aging out of all
Dude,
the
wait so long.
hot high schooler roles. But yeah.
Hey, I go to high school in
What's up, fellow kids?
What's up, fellow kids?
Hello, fellow young people. But yeah, we've talked about it, and we both understand that it is going to be incredibly difficult. And we're just going to kind of take things one day at a time and do what we can to stay together. We still have, obviously, we're still very in love, and we still love each other very much and have a lot of care for one another. So we're going to do everything we can to make it work while still. It is very gay, yes. While still. Because ultimately,
Well, you know what they say about relationships in New York? If you can make them there, you can make them anywhere.
well, the thing is,
So-
ultimately, if this does go the direction that I want it to, and I do level up and I start selling tickets all over the country, that's only going to be better for our future. Because I feel like I've kind of maxed out here. I need more exposure. I need something to give. Because what I've been doing here has kind of gotten me to a plateau. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the big. I'm
Well,
not
there you
pregnant.
go.
I had a lot of people asking if I was pregnant. I am not pregnant.
No, issue one pass.
Slip one past the goalie.
Right.
It's probably the only situation which that would have happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
No, the health is good.
health
For
is
the most
good.
part, yep. Health
have
is
cancer.
good. No cancer.
No babies.
No babies.
Just moving on up to New York City.
Right. Alan, I'm happy for Mary, but sad for us. Well, she's still going to be on the show.
still gonna be on the show
for
every
people
day.
who are confused, Mary will still be on the show.
We'll have a video feed of her from.
She will be in a studio in Manhattan.
We'll figure it all.
Yep.
We've already done. If we can do it from LA, we can do it from New York.
Well, and we've done it from. I've broadcasted from Nashville. I've broadcasted from Cincinnati, Chicago. I mean, it's literally so easy. Which I know we complain about the technology a lot, but it is very
It's
easy.
easy.
And it'll be
to
the
plug
same
in.
place every day, so it's not even going to be the hiccups that we've had in the past.
Right.
Like it'll be like dialing up Poundcake every day.
Yeah.
So, when we do show appearances, remember those?
No.
Not really.
It'll be me
Never
and Bill
heard of
and
it.
Poundcake, but you'll have to settle for that.
They're not going to fly Mary back from New York City for the
For a free appearance.
for the Alan Cox Show Fandango, floating Fandango, where she can't even drink.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said they were going to spend money.
Again, people,
Oh.
she's still going to be on the show
Yes,
every day.
I'm
People are like,
not-
I'm sad for us. She's still going to be here.
I'm not leaving the Alan Cox
It's
Show.
not going to change much for the show.
But I won't be around, like Alan said. So I won't be at station events or appearances unless, it lines up.
Which, again,
I-
we don't do a lot of those anyway,
Right.
so it's not.
I'll probably only be coming back to perform once a year at Hilarities. So if you don't get to see me often, today, December 28th, the Thursday, is your chance to come say goodbye. And it's going to be emotional. I've done a lot of crying and a lot of journaling and a lot of,
Journaling.
so much journaling.
Wow.
So much journaling.
You got a whole moleskin filled, front to back.
I journal on my computer because I can type faster than I can write.
Wow.
But yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz, faux shiz.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
Poundcake, your thoughts? You're Confederate here. Your right-hand person is leaving.
I'm excited.
Again.
I'm excited for her. I didn't jump with joy, but I jumped
You got very excited.
He did. He clapped. He like did a little bouncy clap.
because
Bouncy clap.
did.
Yeah, he sure did.
again, it shows courage, and that is a great quality in a person. I love that for you. I really do love that for you. And I'm glad you can have your cake and eat it too. I'm glad you can still do the Alan Cox Show out of New York, and say hi to. I don't know. You're probably gonna be rubbing elbows with the Breakfast Club and
I can put in a note for you.
Elvis Duran or
Oh,
whatever.
Poundcake's shorts are getting moist just thinking about it.
I could say, hey, I have this guy who might or might not ever finish his demo.
Uh-huh.
You guys could be roommates.
Hey, there's a guy in Cleveland who's might be finishing his demo.
Maybe one day. I'll get you a little in on it.
Sure.
But that was something that Rob, our program director, and I were talking about too. Was like, yes, obviously New York is the best city in the world for stand-up comedy, but being in Manhattan in those same building as those giant shows, like you never know what could also happen with radio. Like I'm so excited for the opportunities because there's just, again, love Cleveland, love the Midwest. There's just so much more.
What?
I know, and I don't
Trying
want
to
to.
say that
New
there's more
York?
opportunities in New York City
There's
than in
more?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Then leave me, you
You
dumb
are
bitch. I can't wait for those
whatever.
comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this, my plan as far as stand-up goes is I'm going to put all my energy into getting past at the club. So I want to do the Comedy Cellar. I want to do New York Comedy Club. I want to do the Stand. Like that's where, because those are the paid spots. So
I was gonna say I wasn't trying to rain on your
No, you're
parade,
good.
but don't they charge for their platform? Like you have to
No.
go, you have to charge, or they pay you, or you have to pay them for a spot.
no, it's not like pay for play or whatever.
Oh.
It's
But
not like getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of
I
Fame.
mean, there are mics that are like pay,
Which
open
is
mic,
insane to
but
me. I'm
that's
like, the whole reason why you're
not
doing
what
like
she's going for.
stand up is to like make money. And you have to pay for a spot.
no, so this is, it's a long process. Some of the clubs you can get into in 3 or 4 months. Something like the Comedy Cellar might take over a year, where there's a whole audition process and you have to be recommended, and then you have to kind of work your way up through guest spots or check spots or all these things. That I'm not 100% clear on, but I have a lot of people in New York that I can talk to. So yeah, that'll be, as of next year, broadcasting from New York, going full force into comedy, still maintaining the relationship here with Brian. And then y'all can come say goodbye to me on December 28th.
A lot on your plate.
Hilarious. I know, it is a lot. It's a lot to change. I know this is a silly thing to say, but I feel like I'm finally on the right combination of medication. My doctor changed it a
burying the
couple
lead,
weeks
homie.
ago.
Yeah.
My doctor changed it a couple weeks ago, and I felt very good. But I'm very excited. I just think I work hard, I'm talented, and I'm easy to get along with. So those 3 things in a city full of
You
opportunity.
are 2 of those things.
Which one am I not?
Which one? Which two?
I said talented, easy to get along with, and I work hard.
You are
Ouch.
talented and you work hard.
Youch.
2 questions though. I know we have to go to break. Do we want to? Can I ask them when we come back, or do you want me to just get them out real
That's
quick?
up to Alan.
No, go ahead.
Okay. first question is this going to up your OnlyFans game because you
Oh
have
my
to?
God, I don't have an OnlyFans.
Or, I'm sorry, your foot pick game because you'll have to make more money to live in Manhattan, which brings us to my
Yes.
second question. Are you stuck on Manhattan or can you go to another borough?
So based on where all the comedy clubs and iHeart are both kind of south of Central Park, so that Midtown and below section. So Manhattan is ideal,
Holy
but
crap, man.
you are. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say the entire apartment for 2 women and 2 cats will be like 700 square feet. It's very small. And as far as the foot pick stuff goes, sure, go ahead and send me an email, send me money. I do have one guy who's interested in a sugar daddy arrangement where he's like, hey, I'll just send you basically an allowance every month.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm cool for this amount of dollars as long as you trade this many pictures or videos or whatever. So that helps a little bit.
And then when he's in town,
But your rent's going to be like $9,000 a month.
It is not. Our budget,
$9,000 a month.
the
She
budget,
picked the perfect time to move.
the budget for the 2 of us, $3,500 is the absolute top of our budget. We're more comfortable somewhere around $3,000, so it's $1,500 a piece.
Well, Mike in Parma wants you to just go nuclear there so that he can sell his number 28 out of 250 signed copy of Nothing Matters on
Yes.
eBay.
And then you can make millions and millions. And then you can buy a house on the lake in Cleveland. But that's the plan.
The house at Feet Built.
Yes.
So Mary will be another New York bureau chief for us.
Am I going to be a bureau chief if I'm on the show?
Yeah, you're living in another city.
I do listen to the show. On my
Yeah,
TV.
that's right. I mean, that's what really, at the end of the day, that's what the bureau chief list is somebody falls out. I just go to one of them. I go, hey, I'm going to put you in the studio. And they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I go, yeah, who cares? Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Very excited. Very nervous. It's going to be great, though.
Forward your comments to Mary Santora Toes.
Santortos at Gmail if you'd like to pay my rent.
Santora Toes
Other than
at
that,
gmail.com.
you can bring presents and
Yeah.
well wishes